Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2. An amazing way to start the weekend of football. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. I am a little bit worse for wear. It was my 40th birthday party last night. I'm hungover to the max. Voice is gone, head is gone, lips are bright red because it was cold outside last night. I still think I'm drunk, even though I stopped drinking 12 hours ago. But here we are. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. But what a way to start the weekend. What a way to start the Premier League weekend. Absolutely fantastic game of football. You look at, I am honest. I don't actually know how I'm working. And I can't even get KJ to cover. KJ's away at a wedding today, so he's off work. I'm trying to have a bit of hair of a dog. See if that helps. But I'm a bit scared to taste it. But yeah, listen, a great game. There is, look, for me, some controversy. Should Newcastle have had a penalty or two in this game? Some Newcastle fans crying foul, feel that they were robbed today. We're going to be discussing that on the show. For Chelsea, it was certainly a game of two halves. As much as that is a cliche, it's a cliche because it's true. And the first half, they were bullied. First half, they were run over. The first half, they were awful. The second half, they went up a level. And I think Enzo Fernandez coming onto the pitch, Reece James going back into a right-back position helped them. But Newcastle, it's 10 games in a row now that they've conceded in their worst run of conceding form in that regards, I think for about 4 or 5 years now. So some real problems there. And Kate, yes, it was self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted. But the issue is, I don't even know what I was trying to write earlier. I couldn't even write. Finished. I'm finished. I really am. Terry Guimaraes committed around 7 fouls and never got carded. Yeah, look, we'll get into that. There's no doubt about it. But listen, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And look, I want to start off by talking about Chelsea. I thought Chelsea demonstrated great bounce back ability tonight. Bounce back ability. I'm using an old-fashioned X Factor phrase. I used to get used a lot on the X Factor when I was a wee nipper. And that's what I felt with Chelsea today. Because in that first half, Newcastle United were faster, stronger, quicker. And I don't mean just quicker in terms of the pace of the game. I'm talking about their as in like sprinting. Their decision-making was better. They were just on every single level. Newcastle blew them away. Newcastle blew Chelsea away in that first half. And really and truly, it should have been 3-0, maybe even 4-0 at half-time. But you look at the first half, 6 big chances created to none for Chelsea. And I felt that Newcastle pressed brilliantly. The opening goal was all about the press. Fofana pickpocketed, mugged off with the ball. And really well worked goal. Sanchez pulls off a brilliant save, but there was Valdemada to make up for the own goal against Sunderland with a brilliant finish. 10 minutes later, about 15 minutes later, a brilliant cross. Chelsea are all at sea, half their defensive line pushing up, the other half sitting back, and Valdemada there again to tap the ball in. And it looked like the game was going to run away with Chelsea. The one concern I had for Newcastle is they used a hell of a lot of energy up. They used up a hell of a lot of energy. They put so much aggression, so much effort into that first half. I think the second half was a combination of the legs going slightly, and Enzo Maresca put a rocket up Chelsea's backside, because that second half, Chelsea came out and they were the better team in that second period. There's no doubt they had more of the ball. It was 9 shots to 4 in that second half. None on target for Newcastle. And as soon as they got that goal back, and it's a very, very good goal early in the second half, a brilliant free kick from Reece James, you saw the nervousness of Newcastle kick in. A team who I think haven't had lots and lots of bad performances this year, but they're a team whose confidence is shot to pieces. They're a team who are very, very nervous on a regular basis. They really, really are. And I think that you could see that throughout the course of the game today when that goal went in. The equaliser brilliant, good long ball from Rob Sanchez, a brilliant first touch from Zao Pedro. He did very well with the touch and the finish, but the defending was just awful. Caught all at sea, falls over. And when it went to 2-2, if I'm honest with you, the only team I really thought would go on to win it from there was Chelsea. They did have a couple of chances, Newcastle. Harvey Barnes missing a big one at the back post, and Elanga on a counter-attack. I can't believe he's not squaring the ball to Harvey Barnes. Square the ball, win the game, put it to bed. In terms of Chelsea, I thought they were going to go on to win it. And maybe if Garnacho wasn't on the pitch, they would. I thought he was very greedy today, shooting when he should be crossing the ball. But I think in the grand scheme of things, Chelsea should be happy with the comeback. One player that stood out for me, though, in that second half of Chelsea, I've got to give him so much credit again, was Reece James. He's just an absolute star. Best player on the pitch. Best player at Chelsea as well. I mean, just overall. Some will say Palmer because he's more attack-minded, but there's something about Reece James. He's got the leadership skills and everything else. There was a tackle he put in to stop Harvey Barnes from scoring, which was match-saving. And those kind of moments shouldn't be forgotten. They often don't get remembered as much as goals and assists and that kind of element. But that was a game-saving moment in the match. So Reece James, absolutely fantastic there and deserves all the praise that he gets. But I thought overall a draw was a fair result. If you look at both halves of the game, I think Newcastle fans will be disappointed with the second half. But the first half, they were fantastic. It was just maintaining that. Chelsea, it's the other way around. Their fans will be fuming with that first half, the same as Enzo Maresca was. But I think they'll be very, very happy with the second. Now, the big question being is, should Newcastle have had a penalty in this game? There was a handball shout in the first half. For me, I don't think that's a handball. And I know Newcastle fans will disagree. His hands are down by his side in a natural position. There's a back heel. He makes no movement towards him. In fact, it looked to me like, who was it that committed? Was it Fofana? I think it was Fofana. It looked to me like he was trying to pull his hand away. So for me, I wouldn't have said that was a handball. The one that I think is far more contentious is the Chalobah on Anthony Gordon challenge on the 55th minute of the game. Was that 53rd? I can't read it. 53rd minute, 54th minute of the game. And for me, this one was a penalty. And VAR have come out and said that it was a side-by-side challenge. And it just wasn't. One, I think it was excessive in terms of the force, because Chelsea fans won't like hearing this, and I get it, it's your team. I'm not trying to take nothing away from you. I'm just speaking honestly. If that tackle was done to anyone in your team, you all shout foul. Everybody does. But when you look at the still shot, you can see it. The legs make contact before the body does. If you go back and watch the video footage. So the legs make contact first of all. It doesn't touch the ball. And then it's the shoulder into the back. That isn't shoulder to shoulder. You can see Chalobah's shoulder is behind Anthony Gordon's. I was very, very surprised that the VAR didn't give this. VAR didn't overturn it. And I want to be fair and I want to be consistent. I don't think the first one was the handball shout. I just thought that was arm in a very natural position. It wasn't ball to hand. But for me, that there, legs make contact first, so it isn't side by side, and he barges him in the back, or the back of the shoulder. And I just don't see how that isn't a foul. If it was the other way around and Anthony Gordon did that to the defender, straight away the referee's going to blow his whistle and give a foul. Absolutely shocking decision, in my humble opinion. And at the end, I know a lot of people wanted Reece James to be sent off. Not a foul. Not a foul at the end. Fleeting pull. And he did pull him, but it was for a split second, not a full second. And this is where I want VAR to be consistent, and I want the PGMOL to be consistent, and they were. They have said for a long, long time that fleeting pulls are not fouls. So therefore, if it's just literally a split second like that, no foul. So I wouldn't have given that red card at the end. It wouldn't have changed the game at all. It might have helped a few teams against Chelsea coming up, but I wouldn't have personally given that as a foul. But the penalty shout on Gordon, for me, I don't see how you can put your leg across somebody, barge them in the back with a lot of force, and it not be a foul. I just don't. understand that whatsoever. Just don't understand it whatsoever. But look, I'd love to get your views. I'd love to get your opinions on that. I know a lot of you will see it differently. In fact, let's have a look at the comments that are coming through now. I'm sure some are going to agree, some are going to disagree. That's pathetic. That's pathetic, bro. That's just strength. It's not. It's in his back. It's in his back. And he puts his leg across him. If it's shoulder to shoulder, no issue with the force. But it isn't. Let's be honest about it. Let's be on it. And it doesn't matter that I'm looking at a freeze frame. He pushes him in the back and puts his leg across him. Come on now. Come on. Let's be very, very honest about this. If it was the other way around, I'd be saying it was a penalty as well. Leg goes across him. The thighs hit first. And then his shoulder goes into the back of Gordon. Explain to me how that's not. I don't want to hear strength. And you can't tell me side by side. Because the evidence shows it isn't that. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. It isn't about saying stop crying is not an argument. Come with an argument. Stop crying. We know you don't like Chelsea. But this is the thing. I say a lot of nice things about Chelsea all the time. A lot of praise for a lot of your players. Only a few weeks ago, I was talking about how Reece James is one of the most unique players in Premier League history. One of a handful of players who's world class in two completely different positions. It's not the kind of thing you say about a club you hate. I'm just being very fair here. And I'm telling you this now. Every Chelsea fan saying it isn't a penalty, if this foul is committed on your player in the next game, you're all going to shout penalty. I would bet any of you want to come and show your face on camera, we'll get you on and I'll do a bet with you. I'll bet you 50% of all my YouTube channels, if that foul happens to one of your players in future, you ask for a pen. Guarantee it. If you want to come on, show your face and name, we have the bet. If you don't make it, you have to donate £1,000 to charity. You can inherit half of all my YouTube channels, but you've got to put £1,000 bet up for charity. Charity, not for me. I guarantee none of you will come on and do that. Not one of you will come on and do it. Not one of you. Because you all know if that foul is committed on you, you're all asking for a penalty. Do you know why you're asking for a penalty? Because you know it's a foul. You absolutely do. But yeah, look, it's one of those things. Overall, though, for me, I think a draw was a fair result in this game. It's the proverbial game of two halves. I think Chelsea deserve a lot of credit for fighting back. So one thing I will say and I want to end on, I think Chelsea deserve a lot of credit because they haven't had a great run of form recently. If you look at the, I think as of late now for Chelsea, there's only one win in the last 5 games for Chelsea. So they've not been on a great run of form. 3 draws, a loss, and 1 win in that period. But to be 2-0 down, next game's against Aston Villa, very, very tough team. Getting something out of that game, I think, is massive for Chelsea. They had to. They really, really important for them to get a point out of this game. So you've got to give a lot of credit to Chelsea for that fight back. I think Enzo Maresca at halftime, the substitutions he made early in the second half, I think the team talk he gave, the way he fired the team up, some subtle changes to how they approach the game. Fantastic from him. You can see why Man City are circling. They want him. So Chelsea deserve a lot of credit for that comeback. There's no doubt. Massively important for them. It really, really was. But as ever, I want your views. I want your take. Hair transplant refund. That's a nice insult, bruv. Have you seen your face? Me old mucker. Is that all you've got? Hair jokes. What are you going to say next? Your mum? Come on now. We go, listen, a lot of people are still saying that's nowhere near a penalty. Like I've said, come on camera, show your face. I'll bet you half my YouTube channels. Half of them, you own half of them. Right? If you come on, name and face, put your money where your mouth is, we'll have a little bet that if that foul is ever committed on a Chelsea player, you'll ask for a penalty. Are any of you willing to put your money where your mouth is? How many of you are willing to do it? Come on and let me know. Come on. Like, share, and subscribe, please, people. Get that done. This here, as a Chelsea fan, we do not deserve credit. We should have won this game from the second half. We brought mediocre players that are hyped by this fan base. Yeah, look, so I'd read another comment as I was saying that. Look, from my point of view, yeah, I'll send the link as well. But you got to show your face, and you got to show your real name. And when we do the bet, you've got to put the money for charity into escrow, so you can't take it away. And I guarantee you. And then what we do is we monitor what you say. Then we'll just do it. As soon as you're fouled this way, I need you to come on and say it isn't a penalty for Chelsea. You do that, you get half the channels. You've got to tell the truth as well. You can't like say it through bated breath. Like, come on, you've got to put the money up. Come on. Bet none of you've got the balls to do it. This here, let's go to some of these super chats here that have come through. He got none of the ball and took out the man. Penalty. Yeah, exactly. Barnes was way worse than Wirtz, yet no foul. Barnes was way worse than Wirtz, yet no foul. I don't know what you're talking. I'm lost. Honestly, I'm still drunk from last night, so I'm a bit lost, to be fair with you. Garnacho found his level against Cardiff. I hope Maresca dips to City. He deserves better attackers than this shit I saw. The sporting directors deserve a sacking. 1 billion spent is what C says here. Man like Moose Wizard says, considering we were 2 down after 22 minutes, I'll take the result. But that was a shocking first half. Showed some resilience to rescue a point. Moose, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you 110% in everything you've said there. It's one of those games, Chelsea fans are entitled to feel how they want, but I think it's one of those games where you're angry with the first half, you're annoyed with large elements, but in the end, you take the result because it looked like it was going to be a long day. It felt at one point you guys might end up losing 3 or 4-0. So the walk over 2-2 draw, I think it's very, very good. Garnacho versus Chelsea, low. 5 big chances missed. Yeah, Garnacho tonight was giving me flashbacks to when he was at United. I'm going to try this hair of the dog right now. I'm going to see if this works. I don't know if I'm actually smelling it. I don't feel great, but I'm going to try it. But yeah, Garnacho was poor today. He was so poor today. D here says James is just wow, world class. Yeah, Reece James is quality, absolute quality. Boston Ralph, thank you for the happy birthday message, my friend. I'm suffering. When I woke up this morning, it's a funny picture as well taken last night. Me, like once we've left the party, a few people came back here, and then my best mate and my brother were here, and then we tried to stay up to watch the AJ fight, and I think 4 a.m, we all just passed out on the sofa. Good times. That hockey tackle should be a penalty. Bad ref again. I agree. I think it's a penalty. 100%. There we go. We're going to bring the panel on now to have their say. Oh, hang on. Sorry. African Giant here says, what was Garnacho's previous job? Not even taking the piss. Are you sure he played football as a kid? Does he even try practicing shots after training? Garnacho snatches. He's what I call a snatcher. I got a nickname for him. I just thought of it then. And if you're my age, you might get this reference. I know for a fact Phil Backstage and Winter Surfer are going to get this reference. I'm calling him Fulton Reed, right? If you ever watched Mighty Ducks, Fulton Reed had this amazing shot, but like only 1 in 4 would go in. The rest would like smash windows and knock people out and stuff like that with the hockey puck. Garnacho's kind of like that. He'll score a worldie, but then his next 10 shots can break an old lady's face, hit the ball boy in the head, and then he'll score another worldie again. He's just got you think about the finishes he got against Cardiff, how composed and lovely they were. And then tonight, or this morning, tonight, I don't even know what day of the week it is. Yeah, not great at all. Impressive 2-2 win for Chelsea. Title race on. So sick of negative fans. Give them credit. There we go. Right, let's bring on the panel because I need to stop speaking and relax a bit because I'm fucked. Right, here we go. So I'm going to put the scoreboard down, move myself over. Here we go. We've got Ash, Phil's with us, Winter Surfer's here, Elijah, Kane. How you doing?
All right.
Doing better.
It was the thing is, it was an amazing game of football, but it's been overshadowed by the referees yet again. So that's where I lie. It was great end-to-end football. We saw Lewis Miley again out of position, who looked absolutely incredible, by the way. Like, Garnacho had no idea what to do against him. That was his second game.
Had 5 chances against him.
Chelsea had 1 big chance the entire game.
Garnacho had 5 chances against Miley. Miley wasn't man of the match. Garnacho had 5 chances.
You should have conceded 2 penalties.
2.
By the way, just very quickly, if you guys see me pulling faces, it's not anything any of you are saying. It's because I feel fucked. All right. So if you see me like this, it's not because I'm bored or nothing. I am mashed. Just so you all know, it's not you guys. Back to you guys. Sorry.
The handball from Chalobah.
That wasn't handball.
He didn't move his hand away from the ball.
The referee gave you everything. Now you want handball. The referee gave
the referee gave us
what
everything.
What did the referee give us?
Which one would gave you?
Okay, right. No. Quote it.
Tell me the one that he gave us.
Everything. Well, Caicedo got fouled, yet you got a foul. You got a foul given to you in the second half. But Caicedo got
in the
fouled.
first half, Miley won the ball off Cole Palmer, got tripped up by Cole Palmer, who fell over, and then Cole Palmer tripped over Miley, and then the ref gave it to Palmer. So
Palmer got stamped on like 3 or 4 times and didn't get anything.
What's that?
Palmer got stamped on like 3 or 4 times by when.
Are we talking about the one where he had his toe brushed by Shah and he jumped 50 foot in the air? Are we talking about that one?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Exactly.
No. But the thing is, you'll do this. You'll say these are massive fouls, but then suddenly, what happened against Gordon in your box, where Gordon got sent all the way into the Gallagher end, that suddenly wasn't a foul, was it?
Yeah, you're going to tell us that's soft?
That was a foul.
Yeah. Oh, so it was a penalty. Okay, right. Okay, so at least we can agree that's a penalty.
I have no problem with that. My problem is, as always, like you said, what I would agree with you. The referee made this all about himself. That referee was an absolute disgrace. I'll be fair. I'm here in a moment. He spoiled that game several occasions. He could have let it be a fantastic game, which it was, but he spoiled. Even at the end, he made it about himself. Even he always went to VAR, and VAR didn't know what they were doing either. They took ages on all their decisions. How that was only 5 minutes of injury time, I don't know. given that your second goal took about 8 minutes for them to decide whether it was offside or not. Yeah. It's just these referees and. Honestly, it was just mindset. For both sides, the referee was just a complete and utter. Oh man, that referee we had at Cardiff was better, and he's a League 1 ref or League 2 ref or whatever it is.
Listen, I'll agree with you because I mean a lot of that game, I didn't know what would be given. There wasn't even a consistency within the game. I agree. Like he would give things for Chelsea, and I'm like, well, where's that come from? And then.
Well, the biggest one is with the penalty, right? The biggest one is the penalty because I'll tell you why. There was the same type of tackle that Gusto did on Gordon in the first half in the corner. It was the same type of tackle, it was like side on, and he gave it as a free kick. So there's no consistency there again.
No, it was shocking from the referee.
He was just honestly, and like I said, it was like he would stop and start. It was just it was really. Do you know what? I'm surprised it was still a good game, even with him on it.
Do you know the one thing that really annoyed me about why it was so inconsistent was they actually looked so much at whether Anthony Gordon handballed the ball that wasn't even inside the box, but yet the handball obviously in the first half. Granted, do I think it was intentional? No, but the hand was away from.
By the way, in Europe, that would be given as a penalty. I agree.
100%. Yeah, 100%. It would.
That's definitely. If that was a European game, I'd have no issue because I know they give handball for like literally brushing a fingernail of it. So we all know that. It's the whole point again. I want to. If we go back to the thing, my team was atrocious that first half, Terry. That was an atrocious. I don't know what happened. I want video exclusives of his halftime team talk. I want to know what he said because he must have absolutely torn to bits in the half time because that wasn't the same team that popped out in the second half. I don't know what he did, but honestly, for Wesley Fofana today, he should be donating his wages to Reece James because he nearly cost us a third goal. Wesley Fofana is just like every other defender we have. He's bang average, Terry. I don't care about his injuries. He can't track a runner. He doesn't. That second goal, he didn't trap Walter Maida. Just let him walk past. He was even for the first goal. He's dribbling out like he's playing a five-a-side tournament with his mates. He's dribbling out right to midfield, and then he jogs back. It was embarrassing. I'm pleased we got a point because I got to tell you right now, I know our record at St James's Park. If you tell me the result without the context of the game, I'm taking a point all day from St James's Park. I'm taking it. I'm just taking it because we've lost the last 3 times there. I know even with our best teams, we've absolutely shat the bed up there. I would have taken it. But honestly, some of these guys, I want Maresca tomorrow to lure these guys to the training ground with a Christmas dinner and then actually throw coal at them at the head of the first half performance. I actually want them because they don't apart from maybe Reece James. Yeah. That's it really. Reece James. These guys honestly they. I hear you. First half, like 17 and a half years.
I hear you. It's one of the reasons why in recent weeks, like looking at some of these performances, I get why you guys don't want Tosin playing, but I felt that it's been a bit of an exaggeration at times when it's like Tosin's the only issue you kind of got and been scapegoated. When you're absolutely right, Fofana is supposedly your best centre back, and
that's why I never went fully
standard. He isn't what I call Chelsea standard.
For that Leeds game, I had to go at Tosin, but I didn't go fully in because it's like literally these defenders is like the Spider-Man meme. Do you know what I mean? It's literally like that. It's literally whoever comes in is going to be a boater. Even Chalobah for that first goal. How is he sitting and missing that? He said he cleared it. Are you watching? And there's no one around him. It's not as if someone is pushing him off or anything like that. He literally swings at the ball and he slips. It's right in front of him. And Walter Maida's got a tap in and good on him. Second goal, it was a great one for Walter Maida. But Fofana again, he's just ball watching. He's like a cat staring at a reflection of keys on the ceiling. He's just like that. He's ball watching. He's supposed to be our best defender. Minus Levi Colwell. He's supposed to be our best defender. This is why I don't really get on Maresca when you've got these, you're coaching them all week. And he nearly cost us a third. Like again, that Reece James tackle was amazing. But he nearly cost us a third goal. A third goal he nearly cost us. And he's supposed to be a good defender. I know he's had injuries and stuff like that, Terry, but honestly, there's no excuse. He was absolutely appalling today throughout the entire 90 minutes. He wasn't good in the second half either. I don't care what anyone says. Others in Poland thought Neto had his worst game for ages, Terry, for us. The full 90 minutes, he was bad. I'm not really going to go in and Garnacho, Terry, because he is crap. Honestly, my expectations for Garnacho isn't that high. He is absolutely crap, Terry. He had 5 chances. The only chance that Ramsdale saved, Ramsdale has saved harder pass backs than that side foot shot. I'm telling you right now, he was appalling. To not even make the goalkeeper work is shameful. All those shots went over the bar. Every time we went to left hand side. He's a momentum killer. He's a black hole to attackers. That's what he is. It just stops like that. He's just absolutely appalling. But I'm not going to go in. I said I wasn't going that much on him. He's absolutely rubbish. I said this on the last stream, Terry. He makes Mudryk look like your mouth. That's what Garnacho does. You tried to sell it. You tried to do your second-hand car salesman pitch for Garnacho during the summer when we signed him. He is crap, Terry. He is rubbish. He honestly, 40 million down the drain. This is the payback for Mason Mount. This is what it is, Russ. But you've got a better player in Mount, in my opinion.
In fairness, Mason Mount's been really good this season.
Exactly. I'll let some of the others speak. Go on.
I will do. Judge my soul. I'm still really drunk, guys. I thought I was hungover, but I'm not. I'm still really drunk.
Hope you had a good night, though. Hope you had a good evening with the guys.
I had a great night. Not the worst part. It's a good thing. I was looking at the presents everyone bought me last night. I don't know what people think of me. I've been bought about 15 bottles of booze. That's basically what everybody bought me. It's going to be a great Christmas. But it was good. It was good. It was a good night, but I'm still feeling it. But Mo, what did you make of the game today?
Number one, I don't think it was a penalty on Chalobah and Anthony Gordon at all. I don't think it's a penalty at all. I don't think.
Of course you don't.
You guys can argue.
No, I genuinely don't think it's a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty at all. I think. By the way, there is one thing that Terry failed to mention in his intro. Anthony Gordon never had control of the ball. He never had control of the ball. It's not like Anthony Gordon was in control and Chalobah barged into him.
That doesn't decide whether it's a penalty or not.
It does.
Also, false. He was stood over the ball.
What?
You can't just take someone out and being like,
I'm sorry.
No, if I just run up to you
took him out. I don't think he took him out. Anthony Gordon,
a foul.
Anthony Gordon could have been stronger. He didn't. He weighed in. Absolutely. I don't think it was.
What?
He put his leg across him and then elbowed him in the back.
Over the ball.
By the way, the shoulder.
Trevor Chalobah has a run up on him and is bigger than him, and you're saying, yeah,
bigger than him. But bigger than him is not. Bigger than him is not in football. Bigger than him. I don't think it was a penalty at all.
Trevor Chalobah's not bigger than Anthony Gordon.
I don't think it was. No. It doesn't decide, guys. It doesn't decide. Being bigger than him doesn't decide if it's a penalty or not. I didn't think it's a penalty.
It's the excessive force.
Explain myself.
Yeah, let Mo explain himself, please, people.
Guys, I didn't think that it was a barge to the back. I think it was like a shoulder to like the hand right here or something. I don't think it's that obvious to be a penalty. And because the referee didn't give it on the pitch, I don't think it warrants him to go to the monitor. I don't think people should move on from it because I don't think it's a clear and obvious error that they should actually go to the monitor and review it. If the referee gave it, he might have not overturned it. I don't think it's that clear cut as Terry mentioned, right? I don't think it was. I think it was just a strong shoulder by Chalobah, and I don't think it's a penalty at all. That is my opinion on it, right?
Yeah, on that, I just want to say very on it quickly. I've got a thing from X here. I'm going to try to put this on the screen without getting copyright. KJ's backstage. Oh, bruv. Oh, mate. Can I put this on the screen? How can I do this? Right, I'm going to mute it because of the sound. It's going to go over the top of it. So it's on here. For me, I get what you mean, but this is the bit for me that I think stands out, though. It's the fact that it's the leg contact is first. Does that make sense? Like he hit.
Where is the leg contact?
Well, hang on, because I can't play it fully. You sit here.
I know. I don't think it's a leg contact first. I don't think it's a leg contact.
The legs there. Hang on. So the legs, he smashes his legs before the body contact. So he's going to get the ball. So he's going to get control of the ball, but then the legs smash into him and then the body hits him. So for me, if it's the shoulder only, I get it. But the legs make contact first. That's for me what makes...
I see what you're talking about now.
It's because the legs hit him first.
I see
so that. So for me, that's not a shoulder to shoulder because the legs go in first. If he leads with the shoulder, maybe.
Shoulder to shoulder.
I see what Terry's talking about now, and I'm like, it's unfortunate that we cannot. Now I just saw that the leg smashed, like went to him first. Like I see what Terry's talking about. I don't want to be wrong and strong here. It's I've seen them given, to be honest with you, but the whole point is that I don't think that Anthony Gordon had control of the ball yet. But I see where people can be upset. So I'm not gonna sit here and be wrong and strong because I didn't see that the contact of the leg is before the shoulder.
I think the biggest thing for me with it is this: if it was the other way around, before Chalobah's even at the ground, the referee's blowing the whistle and giving a foul. If you touch a defender like that, it's always a foul. That's my issue. This isn't specific to this game. I don't understand how you can breathe on a defender and you get given a foul, but defenders...
And you can see Royal Obsidian, he's like, it's because it's a 50-50, guys, because you see Royal Obsidian, he's saying the shoulder touched at the same time as the legs. It is so like, it's down to interpretation.
Mo, can I tell you why it's not a 50-50?
Go ahead.
Sky Sports put out a poll of whether people thought it was or wasn't, and over 70% said it was a foul.
Because rivals vote on it and they want Chelsea to lose.
Spurs fans, don't it?
No, but if people... say something.
You really think people will be honest, Ash?
You really think that's a point to make?
What do you mean? Listen, the fact that we're literally talking... There's so many people are talking about it, saying that it is a penalty. And just because a few of you, mainly Chelsea fans, are saying, "Oh no, it clearly isn't," that suddenly means that it's not a penalty.
Who isn't a Chelsea fan, by the way?
Listen, I'm not gonna use a poll as my barometer. It was a foul. Like you said, Terry's right. It goes leg, it goes hip and elbow into Anthony Gordon's ribs, and then it's shoulder, which for me is in the back. So for me, that's
the thing is, it's not just that; it's how excessive the force was. Like, we're not just talking about how far he got sent flying. Like, that wasn't just a shoulder.
And that's Anthony Gordon being a bitch. That's a different story.
No, but I will say this.
A bitch, we know that.
That's way too right. I'd like you to stand there and let Chalobah have a 5-yard run up and see what he does.
If you're a Chelsea fan, you're honest. If you weren't for at least 5 seconds going like that,
guys, I swear to God, the fact that there's a lot of people that need to show like that is I don't think it's clear cut. Like if we're gonna give a penalty, I understand why Ash and the guys are absolutely like maybe think it's a penalty or Terry, but because we are still talking about it and because there's still people
double vision.
Well,
I'm pissed, so I don't know.
But I don't think that is the main talking point. I think the main talking point is the fumble by Newcastle, actually. It's the main point, the fumble. Can't you fumble the 2-0 lead by a mistake from a goalkeeper and a mistake by Malik Siao? Because I don't think Chelsea were amazing. You missed a lot of chances.
The free kick from Reece James was insane. Was unbelievable.
It's not insane. By the way, it's not insane. It's not insane. It's not insane. There's not a lot of force about it.
It's a great
placement.
That was a fantastic free kick. Don't take that from Reece James.
I know you don't want to admit that Ramsdale was too slow. It's a great placement by Reece James. The height is very good for a goalkeeper, and he's seeing it, and it's far.
Ramsdale can't see it. If you see
he's not getting to that.
So maybe his positioning is wrong. Then
that's fine.
But that's because the ball's in the centre. You're not
gonna tell me this is. Bro, guys, there's not a lot of pace on it. Can we just even me? We're talking in the group with the guys. There's not a lot of pace on it. Ramsdale should have at least got a hand to it, and I thought he was too slow. But I'm not taking anything away from Reece James. A great placement, a great technique, fantastic swerve on it. Everything is great by him, right? But come on, we're not gonna say that Ramsdale should have saved that. To be honest with you, at least should have got a hand on it. Come on, it's too slow.
No, because this is because people say you talk about starting position. I think he's starting over there, and he's banking on his wall doing its job. He needs to see the ball to begin with, although because as we saw with the Szoboszlai goal against Raya, he sees it too late and it flies in the corner, so he can't get to it. So Ramsdale's positioned himself so he can see the ball from as soon as it's kicked. You can't take away from what Reece James did. He managed to whip that up over the wall and hit the post and go in. So
not to mention Bruno didn't jump when it went over his head.
I mean, unless Bruno can jump like Superman and fly 10 foot in the air, I don't think even him jumping is going to do anything. So no,
but he didn't even try.
Again, that's besides the point. The point is this was a fantastic free kick by Reece James, and I would rather than say it's Ramsdale's fault, I would rather go the opposite direction to go no. Credit to Reece James. That was an unreal free kick, and Ward-Prowse, Beckham, all of these guys who we wax lyrical about when it comes to free kicks, they would be proud of that free kick, and Reece James should be. And for me, I think Reece James was. I want to echo what Andrew said earlier. Reece James for me was the only bright spark for Chelsea today. I thought
Caicedo was good.
No, I thought he was.
He had a shocking first half.
I thought he was okay. He came up with the odd tackle where you would go, "Oh, there's Caicedo," but for the next 50 minutes, he'd be anonymous.
For Caicedo standard performance, he didn't hit it.
For me,
the game was not even played in the center of the pitch. The first half, all of it was overloading Chelsea's sides, and Maresca completely got out tactics because it wasn't only the fullbacks, it was also the one of the midfielders always supported the wingers of Newcastle, and Maresca failed to see that for 45 minutes.
Ches, you're a little bit worried about Chelsea at the minute. Just 1 win in 5 now.
Not really. If you think we're a top 4 team, then I kind of expect us to be in the position where we are right now.
You're not worried about 1 win. You're not worried about 1 win in 5.
Well, optically, it's not great, but I can only look forward to the games we've got coming up. We've got Villa coming up at home. If we beat them, we're like 3 points behind them. If they were to win today, still wouldn't help. But I don't think if we're a top 4 team, I'm not in any danger of not making top 4. So looking at 5 games or 10 games is fine as long as you pick up a few wins against Villa and Bournemouth at home within the next 2 home games. And I'm not really worried that much, to be honest with you, because I don't really see the.
You always say that, Shez. This is what I think against you. You always say that. Well, I'm not worried now if we win against Villa at home. If we win that today, Chelsea are in a top 4 race, which is you shouldn't be. You should be having more points than today.
In your opinion,
absolutely, and in a lot of people's opinion, Chelsea should be above the pack. In my opinion, if you ask anyone, where would you expect Chelsea today in game week 17? You'd say ahead of the pack of the top 4. They shouldn't be in a top 4 race. But currently, if Man United are not going to win against Villa, but Crystal Palace can get the points on you. Liverpool, yes. But after a horrible start, I was expecting Chelsea in game week 17 to be a little bit ahead of the pack. But
Yeah,
you
but
are kind of in the race.
The league doesn't end in game week 17.
That's why I said in game week 17, I am expecting you to be ahead of the pack.
Yeah, but
I didn't say at the end of the season. I didn't say.
I never said that Chelsea are doing overperforming. I never said that.
I think you're underperforming.
In my opinion, I'm underperforming a little bit, but I'm not worried.
Exactly. Okay, thank you so much. Finally, after a little bit of press, you said that you're underperforming a little bit.
You want to talk for me, man?
No, but I'm actually challenging you.
I don't say anything crazy. Terry said 1 in 5, right? I don't like that. Optically, it doesn't look good. But in terms of the league, as long as we can pick up the points in the future, then that 1 in 5, I won't be as concerned.
But when you're looking at your performance, when you're looking at your performances, I want to ask you a follow-up question. When you look at your performances, though, when you look at individual player performances, how confident are you that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games you're going to win? Like where do the improvements need to come? What
I think it'll be fine, because for Chelsea, for some reason, when the pressure's on, we usually fumble. When the pressure's not on us, we seem to perform. For example, back end of the season, the same conversations. Mo himself was back in Chelsea. He got top 4 until about March. He then flipped and said, we're definitely not making top 4. Chelsea went on to win that 7 out of 9 games when no one expected us to. So I think a similar thing will happen this season, where at points where it looks like we're going to falter, we'll do well. And at points where you expect us to do well, we'll falter. Hence what we're seeing right now in the league. Hence why we're averaging where I think we'll end up, which is around 4th in the league. I predicted 3rd. I still think we can make 3rd. I can't see Villa sustaining the same record they've got in the league at the moment. It's like 6 wins in a row. Does anybody else think they will? I don't think they will. So,
Elijah, you seem to disagree with that. What's going through your mind, mate?
I'm sorry, Ches, but for me, I'm worried because Villa, we got them next, and let's say they beat Man United, they'll go further up the table. Like, I get what you mean, that Aston Villa may not be in this position, but I'm sorry to say this, but if we don't beat Villa, then I feel like this top 4, it might not happen, because Crystal Palace, Man United, and teams who have got like 20 points or, that are creeping above us. Like, this was an opportunity to win today so that we can close the gap on Villa, but we failed to do so. Now, in terms of this game, am I happy that we come back in this game? Yes. But the first half, Terry, I was fuming, because that first half, we should have been 5-0 down, at least 5-0 down, because Voldemar could have scored a hat-trick. Gordon had the chance to score, which, Sanchez did save, and Luis Mani could have scored with the header. Like, we were so lucky to be 2-0 down, 105, and in the second half, like, Andrew said, I want to see what Enzo Wesker said at halftime, because the second half looked a bit different. We had more chances, more control. Like, Newcastle didn't have any shots on target, and we scored 2 goals, and we could have won this game if Garnacho, was really shocking today.
Let me say, on the game itself, first things first, the reason I'm not concerned is because this league is too tight. You win 2 games in a row, you go from 10th to 4th in the league. So I can't go on a week-by-week basis and judge my opinion based on the way the league's looking at the moment. It's too fluid. It's just too fluid. 1 week you win, you're 4th, you then lose a game, you're 8th. If we lost today, another team's done what they needed to do. We could be 8th in the league. Am I having a meltdown? No, I'm not. Secondly, on the game, I feel like the wingers let us down a lot. I genuinely think Newcastle, I predicted before the game, I asked our group chat, I thought that our bad record means we lose, but I've been watching Newcastle games and they haven't been performing that good. So when we came back, I was surprised, because I haven't seen us come back in a long time against teams. But the performance from the wingers has just let us down. Like, Garnacho, if he's a competent winger, definitely scores and we win that game, despite having a crap first half. For Newcastle first half, we're disappointed. Not scoring more goals. I think second half, Newcastle showed what they showed this season, which is they kind of can't contain the way they've been playing in the first half. And yeah, I'm not concerned. We'll probably beat Villa, and then you guys will be asking me, is top 4 definitely on? And I'll be like, maybe. And then you might lose a game after that, and then it'll be, are you worried about top 4? I'll be like, maybe. So we just have to see over a larger period of sample size of the league where we end up. But I'm not concerned. Performances will pick up, results will pick up, other teams will drop, and it'll level out. But I think it just,
before I go to Phil, I think it does show that the people like yourself and Don, you probably do overhype how good your squad and team is, because the fact that you're in a race with the Villas and the Palaces and Man United are a couple of points behind you shows me that you're not this close to Arsenal, that you're not one of the top 2 or 3 squads in the league. I think that's proof in the pudding that you're not at that level. I think that's for me.
That's what I've been saying, Tui.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying. Go on, Andrew. Go on.
Sorry, look at us. We only made 2 subs today, Terry. You put Enzo and Sanchez on.
Yeah, exactly. And Chez, that's why people ask you. That's why people ask you those questions because of how much you talk your team up. So for someone who talks his team up so much to only win 1 in 5, it's got to be concerning for one of the best squads in the league.
You say blanket statements. What have I talked my team up to? I said 3rd in the league. I'm sitting 4th.
Yes. Okay. But when you and Don speak about your team.
Don says different things to me. I didn't say Esteval could be the next Yamal. I didn't say that.
I'm not talking about Esteval, but the way you talk about your team, and I can see Ram's face, and Ram knows this is true. You speak about it like it's a cut above.
Yeah, don't lie.
You need to make some statements. What have I said? What have I said?
Ches, sorry, did you say
example? One thing that you said, because I didn't hear you. Because me and Don had a debate a couple of weeks ago about the whole 2 position. The centre backs are the only reason why you're not behind, why you're not close to Arsenal, and my argument was two areas of the pitch where you're whether it be significantly superior does not mean that you're touching distance or you're close towards Arsenal. Like it can't be that. Like if you're touching distance, if those 2 positions are the reason why you're so far behind the likes of Arsenal, then it doesn't compute. It don't compute.
No. By the way, people saying Arsenal better team than me. I don't mind that. They're not winning anything, so fine. They can be better than me. They win the league. Congratulations to them. But I have an issue when people say to me, "You hype your team to a level." I said we finished 3rd, which for me is quite high. I think we'd make a final. Hold on.
You say you're finishing 3rd. What you didn't say is that you were going to be getting chased down by Palaces and Man United. It was a separation you predicted.
Yeah.
Firstly, we finished 5 points behind Arsenal last season, which isn't a lot. Secondly, I think 3rd in the league is quite high up. 4th, if I said to you right now, Chelsea would finish further than Arsenal in the Champions League campaign, although Arsenal made the semi-final last year, no one here would be like, that's a crazy thing to happen.
I'm sorry, who are you putting above? Who are you putting Chelsea above? This is what I'm really confused at.
Liverpool.
You said 3rd.
Liverpool.
Liverpool and Ash.
So when did you say that? Was that said?
I put it beginning of the season. I said Chelsea finished 3rd in the league.
No, in fairness, Ched doesn't do his prediction until 10 games into the season. He waits. So he guesses better. But
10 games in, we were like, what?
The thing with this is that you can come 3rd, but finish 2 points off the top of the league. You can come 3rd or 4th and be 20 points off the top of the league. There's a fundamental difference in that.
My issue with what Ched says is that he's not concerned about anything. But when we say, has anything improved? He just takes it. He just puts
you haven't
it to the side.
Me if anything can improve. You haven't
asked. But the whole point of going into a season and doing a process is whether you've actually improved.
Hey Ram, guess what?
Same situation.
But this is what doesn't make sense. Yeah, I only get onto Arsenal, like I say to them all the time, because they haven't won along the way. I see improvement as winning. Points is all points. That's all good. You're tracking. You're improving every season. But if you don't win anything, there's always going to be a question mark. If I see my team, hold on, Ram. I maintain being consistent. I said if we finish 4th and 3rd, but win a domestic trophy, I've improved from last season because no one makes the Conference League here, and I can't play the World Cup every year. So I'm still sustaining my trophies and still maintaining a certain level. Now next season, I want to improve from 4th and 3rd in the league. Fair enough, but that to me is improvement. If you guys don't think that's improvement, that's okay. Like that's fine.
But the league,
I don't see a lot of other teams winning trophies every single year, other than the team top of the league currently, who are the anomaly because they've won like the last 6 leagues in how many years?
But the league is the belief. But building on from your league position finish, what your league finishes is the barometer of whether your team has improved.
Yeah, but cheers to Arsenal have won a league in 3 years. Do you think they care about that?
Yeah, and we criticised Arsenal. How many times?
That's why I criticised them.
But Chez, how many times have you seen me criticise Arsenal for like?
We're on the same page there. I'm being consistent with my club. If I come 4th in the league, Terry, hold on. If I win nothing this season, and I come 5th in the league, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, great progress," because we've actually not progressed.
Cheers.
Sober Terry would not allow us to talk about Arsenal right now. A drunk
Terry, the Arsenal fan. Why are you letting us talk about Arsenal?
Terry brought it up to me. He brought Arsenal himself.
No,
when did I bring up Arsenal?
You said people like you compare yourselves to being this close to Arsenal. That was
but I'm talking about Chelsea. I'm not bringing Arsenal into the conversation. My thing with you, Chez, is you give it the big one in the group chats about how good Chelsea are. You win one
third
game.
in the league is good. Wait, what's going on here, Terry? Third in the league's not good.
No, because you're gaslight. You're trying to gaslight everybody. We're in the group chats with you. You go on about how good your defense is.
You know, in future reference, if any team finishes third, it's not that good. Like, it's okay.
Well, I'll give you an example. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came third and second in the league, no one rated those Man United teams because we were so far off the pace of the top of the league. It didn't really matter. So, and you were someone who jumped on that every single season. So you're bullshitting yourself here, Chez.
But now you're assuming that's going to happen to my club. What if you don't finish 20 points behind the league title?
Well, you're currently 11 points off it halfway through the season. Do you think that City and Arsenal are going to get worse from now or maintain it? And do you think you're going to get better from this point?
Newcastle currently sitting 10th. I don't think they're going to finish 10th.
Okay, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. You praise your team very regularly in the group chats. You'll be sitting there and you'll do the whole.
Because we're fourth in the league and we're in the Champions League. What do you want to say?
Okay. So you praise the way your team is playing. That shows you're very satisfied with it. So even just going by your own standards of how good you think your team is, you're already 11 points off the top halfway through the season. That means you're tracking towards being 20 points off the top. Yet you're fine with that.
That would only be an issue if you predicted your team to win the league or be in a title race, where I didn't.
You predicted your team to be much closer to the teams at the top, though. Why aren't you?
How do I know that's not going to happen based off the tracking? Tracking is a formula.
You did just say you were only 5 points off Arsenal.
This is what you do, Chez. This is what you do, Chez.
Hold on.
You just
respond to Ash's point because I don't think he was listening properly. When people last season were saying we're not far off Arsenal, Don was having debates on his show saying factually we was. That's why he predicted us to be closer than we are right now. I didn't think we'd be in a title race. I said we'd finish third, which is not bad, an improvement. And if I win a domestic trophy, it's even more improvement. The next season, by the way, per se on there, I expect Chelsea to be a lot more competent in the league. So next season, you go to me, chase a fourth. I wouldn't be happy, not happy, but satisfied. Okay. Right now, I don't mind.
Okay.
But Chez,
sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm going to jump in. Sorry, Elijah. Phil, I want to ask you about Newcastle because another game where you drop points from a winning position. I think it's 10 games on the bounce now that you've conceded as well. But it was a brilliant first half. I wanted to get your take on some of the good points, but also because some of the issues with Newcastle this season, not being able to see out games and not kill the games off, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think credit to Chelsea. I think they're a quality side. I think the main thing I think from the manager's point of view was worried about is just how good they are in rotations from their defense to their midfield and how they pull different opponents out of position, just how they rotate their league. And so our fast start, high pressure, high intensity, knocked them off their rhythm. So I don't think it was so much Chelsea performing badly, but it was more of us really putting it on Chelsea and knocking them off their rhythm. And you're right, Terry, in terms of when you're up like that, we've got 2 goals. I thought Voltemada could have scored that third goal when he went over the bar. If that happens, the moment goes at this point, that's when goals change games. If that goes in, I think Chelsea might have a damage limitation conversation in the second half. But with 2 goals, and Reece James came out and said it himself, because if we get that first goal, we change the crowd. And that's exactly what happened. And so the good part of it, though, was that we didn't drop our heads to the point where Chelsea overtook the game. I think we finished the stronger of the teams. I think the Barnes shot towards the end as well with the Bruno Gomes assist was superb. I thought that went in, I was jumping up and down. I couldn't figure out why nobody was why was nobody jumping. So no, but again, I think we need to play that. And if anyone goes on Up Analyst, for instance, and sees the passing match for both teams, I think and Terry will know this in terms from a fighting point of view, it just got to a point. If it's a type of fight where people just didn't bother protecting their faces anymore, they just started smashing each other. It was a really, really good quality game. But you're right. I think fine margins. The Chow slip was a big one. The not getting a penalty was a big one. But I'm fine with the performance. The more we perform like that, the better we are going to get. The better results we're going to get, I think.
Phil, what did you think about the Elanga? When Elanga went up after Ramsdale did the big throw, he didn't square it to Barnes. I was absolutely fuming when that happened because he was completely open in the box.
I feel for Elanga because the crowd I was already on him. I don't know if you remember, he had the breakaway chance and he wouldn't run at Cucurella. I was screaming at him, take on Cucurella, take on Cucurella, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. And
Just
I think,
stood there.
yeah, I think that impacted him for the rest of the game. I think he took that. Had he had a better start to the game, he would have been a little bit more cool in that situation and passed it across. I think he just wanted to kind of shake that kind of feeling off him and was a bit more rash in that action, I think.
Why can't you just say he's an average football player that was playing good for Nottingham Forest? And I don't think he's up to the new. I think that every winger at Newcastle, Jacob Murphy, like Harvey Barnes, I think they're all better than him. Decision making wise, I don't think he's good. I think he's not good in tight spaces. I know why Eddie Howe brought him in for the counter attack, because he knew that Chelsea would push up for him to have spaces, which is what Ramsdale. But I think his decision making is below everyone else on the team, everyone. And I don't know how to like, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm like, why is this not getting better? Like, your decision making, it's not only about this play. You guys watched him in the games before. His decision making is lacking. He's not in the same wavelength as the others. I think Newcastle overpaid for this guy, to be honest.
I think it goes to my point about confidence, and I think he is a confidence type of player. The fact that he got 16 assists last year lets you know he's an above average type of player. But he's in a new system and is in a new place. And I think, like I said, in that first action against Cucurella, had he taken him on and had a better outcome from it, I think he probably improves his decision making. Gordon's a confidence player. He had a lousy game against who was it that we played before that? We played someone before that, not Fulham. We played someone before that. He was horrible. But in this game, in this game he was like, literally, if you watch Gordon, the first touch he takes, I think he did like a back flick and made a pass. I said from then on, I knew he was going to play well. These are type of confidence type of players, and that's
Can
what.
I tell you something about Anthony Gordon? To be honest with you guys, when I'm watching Anthony Gordon, I know his qualities, but he wasn't like this when he first joined Newcastle. Like, I feel like in the game, there is 20% of his brain is thinking about winning the free kick, winning the foul, the physical duel, instead of him thinking about the football that he can play as a winger. Like, I'm watching him, he's looking for that contact, he's looking to fall down, he's looking for the foul, and I'm like, I don't like this from the winger.
He was like this at Everton.
So he was like always like, I thought he was like more direct to Everton. I think there is 20% of his brain, if it gets free, because he's a quick player, I think he has a good shot on him. I think he's a good player. I just think he's feeding off the energy. I don't know what is wrong with him. Like, he's looking, like a couple of times I see him, you got past the player. Don't look for the contact. Just go. Try stand on your feet. Try to go. And I'm like,
I'd take him over Garnacho any day.
100%, because that's a different story.
But then again, like, you could
that's a different story. What?
But Mo, you kind of answered your own question with the Elanga point. He was playing for a very mediocre Everton team that was hovering around relegation at some points, and they weren't really playing well at all. And he was seen as the main outlet for them. Yeah, literally is the same thing. But I think the one thing as well, like, you could clearly tell there was a level drop when both Murphy and Gordon came off and Harvey Barnes.
No, I like Harvey Barnes. I think Harvey Barnes is the best winger with
do you know what?
I always like Harvey. I think Harvey Barnes is more direct than anyone else.
No, but the problem is Terry described Garnacho,
Murphy, to be honest.
and that's the way I see Harvey Barnes. It's like
Harvey Barnes is Garnacho.
No, but one game he
Harvey Barnes.
Do you watch Harvey Barnes?
That's crazy.
I don't know if you watch the Man side. Harvey Barnes.
That's crazy.
Harvey Barnes is quality, Ram.
No, but
this is
the problem. No, but if you let me finish, this is the problem. Whenever he has these good opportunities, like, there's some times where he goes against Man City, he scores 2 brilliant goals. But there's other times where you see it, like today, and you see on multiple occasions where he's like,
yeah, that's not a terrible take. You get what you're saying. That's not terrible.
But that's what you see, the quality.
But that's
the reason why he's back up.
I think it's better. I think it's better than
Harvey Barnes is currently 7th for goal scorers in the Champions League.
Right. So I think but hold on a minute. You know, just because a player misses chances doesn't make him Garnacho. It just makes him a player who misses chances.
But to be fair,
he's infuriating.
Yeah, but that's not Garnacho. That's like any other player.
Harvey Barnes is 5 to 6 years difference in age. There is 5 to 6 years difference in age in Harvey Barnes and Garnacho. That's different. That's a different. Like, I would like maybe, but there is a lot of age difference between them. But for me,
so like, if all the players didn't miss chances, then everybody would have all the players in their teams. right?
He's doing it too, Phil.
So-
He's doing it too consistently, in my opinion.
Do you watch Harvey Barnes every week? Do you watch Harvey Barnes?
Not every week, but a lot of weeks.
Okay, I do, and I can tell you that he's better than Garnacho. He's not any other player.
Is he though?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
He doesn't
Yes,
even
he is.
start either. He's
Momo,
someone that
you're doing
comes
the
on, he's
fashionable thing.
clinical.
Momo, you're doing the
I
fashionable
think,
one.
I think Anthony Gordon.
No,
I think there's a reason why
that's
Anthony
why
Gordon
you
is
knew me
ahead of
long
Barnes.
enough to know that I always liked Harvey Barnes.
Mo,
And I
can you
said
explain
before
to
he
me-
got
okay,
the
cool.
before he got the injury, I
Yeah.
thought that he deserved a place in the England national team before he got the injury at Leicester, before he even moved to Newcastle.
Oh, not like I agree or disagree, but can you explain
English.
what Barnes is better than Garnacho at doing?
So he's so
Again.
Garnacho and Barnes are different profile of wingers. So Barnes
Yes,
is he's an inside forward, is an interior forward. Garnacho is a
What's
winger.
that?
So there'll be
What is that
stats for Garnacho where he's better in terms of dribbling, wing play, possibly running into space. But I would assume from Harvey Barnes' stats, he'll be better at shooting. He'll be better at shot creating actions. Yeah.
Phil, I respect you, but Garnacho is just shit across the board.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well,
Right?
yeah. We're being led down that tunnel, I think. Here,
I think at the end of the day, it's like
This is
you
a
could
massive
tell.
insult to Harvey Barnes to be compared.
It's
to
like
Garnacho.
no,
It's a
but it's
massive
like at
insult.
the end of the day, it's still you're comparing shit with shit. It's just.
I mean,
No,
bro, you
no,
can't
you
you
know what I
compare
mean?
it.
only if you don't watch the
Like,
players.
in the
Only if you don't
words of
only-
Terry,
only
it's
if you
a
don't watch the
I don't
players.
rate Barnes. I rate Barnes not that high. Though. I think it's
You
good.
Bro,
don't
I don't get it. He's our backup
Ryan, you
winger.
don't know
What are we
what good
doing?
wingers
No, Ash, that's what I'm
Nah,
saying. I don't
he's
think
just-
you got overrating him a little bit.
I mean, regardless of
he's
that, I thought for us, Miley was probably man of the match. Despite Voldemor's 2 goals, I thought Miley was sensational again at right back. He played really, really well for us previously. I heard a lot of Chelsea channels preview, and I would do the same thing where they said that you've got a midfielder playing out of position. Garnacho's going to fry him, or whoever's going to play there.
Phil,
that didn't happen. I thought-
Phil, sorry, Phil, can I have those
Yes,
names?
sir.
Can I have those names? The Chelsea
Sorry,
channels.
sir?
Can I have the names? Can I have the names of the Chelsea channels? I'm going.
No,
hunting.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to
No,
do
come
that.
on.
It's
I'm not gonna do
unlucky.
that.
No, you got a name. No, Phil, you got a name.
Yeah,
Phil.
No,
it's
no,
unlucky. You know how
They
unlucky
say
Lewis
because they have
Miley
no
is?
idea what they're talking about.
I think Lewis
would
Miley
take-
is so unlucky that he plays for Newcastle because there is Tonali, Willock, Bruno Guimaraes. I'm being serious.
That is
That's
so.
not a bad.
That is so rude.
No,
man.
it's not.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear the follow-up
Guys,
of what
did
he
you
said?
guys-
Because we've got
guys
Tonali,
understand?
Bruno Guimaraes, and Joe
Because of
Linton.
Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Willock, Tonali, because of these guys. If
Yeah.
this guy
We've
wasn't
got a good
playing
midfield.
in with these midfielders, he would have got way more chances than actually what he's getting in the midfield.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think he's a very good player. Actually, I think he's
He reminds me of
because
Carrick.
you're not going to be able to bench these guys in big games often, right? You're going to have to play these guys, and this is why his chances are going to be limited. It's unlucky, to be honest. He's a very good player. You watch a touch, you watch the composure, but you're not going to bench one of these guys.
Let me just say this.
play.
Right?
We have a
Lewis
number of
Miley,
times.
he's played 20 games this season.
He's
As a
getting more
starter.
minutes. He's getting more
There's
minutes
some of
this
them have
season.
been.
I think he's probably going to get over
No.
Joe Linton at some point. Probably going
How
to
old
take
is
it.
he?
so.
18? Is he
I hope
18?
so because
19
now. He's 19.
19.
Yeah, I hope so because before Joe Linton kills
Hey.
somebody on the
Mate,
pitch, yeah, we need to have the ballers
We've
on the
got
pitch.
Marshall with us. I haven't heard from you yet, mate. What are you here to say today as well?
I'm happy to take up that bet with you, mate.
It's a joke.
100%. 100%.
So you really don't think it was a penalty? You wouldn't want that if it went against you on a real level?
Absolutely not. And there's been other occasions where we've got penalties and I get mad about it because I don't like how soft the game has gotten.
Okay.
So it's an opinion that I have based more around what I think the refereeing standards are. And I think a lot of fouls and pens are given away that are just weak. And it probably comes from being Australian and watching, NRL and all that kind of stuff. And it's a little bit more.
A lot of my family are Australian, and I hear you. Like when it comes to that,
Just a little bit more aggressive.
Do you know, the thing
So
for me
you've just compared that to a rugby league, by the way. You just compared that tackle to a rugby league.
No,
tackle.
no.
Can we just say
No, I
that?
didn't.
No, it's not what he's. that's not
What did you mean, my friend, with that? What did you mean? Can you explain to us? What did you mean?
So I personally believe that the standard or the threshold for physical altercations in football is too low. And therefore, when that shoulder happened, I don't think that should be given a pen.
Yeah,
If
but the
it
game
was-
has changed. The game has changed, right?
And
You
it
agree
wasn't
that
the
game
shoulder
has
to
It
changed.
has, but I don't agree with the way that it's gone.
Yeah, so that's where I get it. So someone comes from a fighting background. When I look at the way players go down sometimes, holding themselves, it always makes me laugh when we used to
Correa.
literally we used to literally kick our shins together to toughen them up, and we're not holding our legs. So I do get that side of it. But the other element of it is where I'm calling out these fouls is if you breathe on a defender, a foul's given. So from my point of view, what I don't like is the fact that, for instance, a goalie can jump up, clear a ball with his fist, but his knee can go through someone's jaw and it isn't a foul. Yeah, if you breathe on a goalkeeper, a foul's given. And that's one of my biggest bugbears. I kind of agree with you. If we allowed the tackle, the challenge that Chalobah made, if that was allowed unilaterally across football, I'd have no problem with it because I like the physicality. My biggest issue is that I still think 9 times out of 10 in nearly any other circumstance on the pitch is given as a foul, but in that scenario they don't give it. That's where I get really frustrated.
It was given as a foul.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with your point that there should be more physicality in the game.
Yeah, I think it's just the standard of refereeing has been
crap
brought to such a point where just anybody that goes down, they just go, oh yeah, that's probably a foul then. And I'm fully for, if say Gordon just dropped the shoulder and Chalobah goes off the field, play on. I'm for that. I have no problems with that whatsoever. I'm happy for it to go both ways.
Yeah, but if he does that, the ball goes out.
Pardon?
So if he does that though and lets Chalobah just run past him, the ball goes out of play, and then you guys just get a goal kick. And plus, you said it was a shoulder to shoulder, but it wasn't.
It was more of a body check. It was more of a body check.
It looks like shoulder to shoulder to me.
His foot came across, and his foot and his thigh made contact to Gordon before Chalobah's arm or shoulder did.
By the way, it looked like Gordon had control of the
seconds. You slowed it down partial tenths of seconds. If you play that full speed and you watch it, he just goes bang, shoulder to shoulder, and I'm fine with that.
If he got punched in the face and then shouldered him 2 seconds later, it still doesn't take away the punch in the face.
It's not 2 seconds though; it's microseconds between.
Yeah,
but it was more of a body check than a shoulder barge, in my opinion.
It was crazy.
It was. Stop coming here to cause trouble and just.
I'm not causing trouble. I'm not causing trouble. Hey Terry, when I.
No, I think Marshall makes. Sorry. I think Marshall makes a good point in the sense of if referee hasn't given it in real time, and then they go with the referee's call again. I think that's fine. My biggest issue is the inconsistencies of that, because I wouldn't be surprised if in these games that are playing now, you see a very similar scenario where there's microsecond difference, and then they slow it down and they give the red card or they give the penalty. And I think that's the element that gets most people. And like you said, I don't really mind what the rules are, whether we make it tougher or softer. It's about applying them more consistently and making sure there's a fairness in there, which I sort of get. So I hear you on that. I really, really do.
But we just before you do the super chats, we just admit that this game showed us a bunch of moaners on the pitch, that each one of them, Anthony Gordon, Bruno Guimaraes, Cucurella, every single one on the pitch moans on the pitch, and the referee was like, okay, play on. Like Cucurella's complaining, play on. Gordon is complaining, play on. I like this a little bit from the referee today, that he didn't give like these small fouls, that every single player was just moaning. Like there is about like 3-4 players in both teams that just moan all the time.
But we know this. It's Newcastle have these players. I'm surprised Newcastle.
And it's Chelsea as well. Have you noticed Chelsea?
I
want to see Roy Keane talk about it like he does Bruno Fernandes. I wonder if there's going to be any think pieces in the Times about it, because it isn't Bruno waving his arms.
Because Bruno Guimaraes went to get in the face of Cucurella because he was diving, and then 2 minutes later he gets barged in with Caicedo and he moans as well. And I'm like, there's no free.
Sanchez got a yellow card in the first 7 minutes for running out and arguing with the ref.
But you cannot run to the referee. He literally said that before the season. You cannot run.
That one was crazy because Chelsea had no leg to stand on in that, because they tried to counter-attack and got tackled.
Yeah,
if they didn't counter-attack and the ref flew up. That's where I remember being at Old Trafford once, and it was the goalie, to be fair. We're playing Liverpool. What a goal. What a goal. Reinders, but really good goal. And Pepe Reina was a goal for Liverpool, and he went down. His own player clashed into him. He went down holding his leg, and Liverpool went and counter-attacked from their own box. They nearly scored, but our goalie catches the ball. I think it was the Herring goal. We then went to counter-attack. The goalie was down. and the referee blew and wouldn't let play continue. I thought there's going to be a riot in the stadium because Liverpool almost scored while he was down, but then they wouldn't let us attack. I hate shit like that. I do. There's a few super chats here I've got to do. This here says, yeah, football has changed for the worst. Yeah, look, this is the thing though, Nav, and obviously I'm being flippant when I'm calling people out earlier, but like there's this element of, and maybe Marshall's an exception to the rule here, and it's good to see it, to be fair, but it's the other way around. Everyone wants that penalty as well, but then people want their teams to win. What in the Brokeback Mountain was that? Looking like a dangerous Woody from Toy Story. Looks like it was a wild party. Oh, my cowboy hat. This was actually from a restaurant I went to.
Where did you get
A cowboy restaurant near my house called Smith & Weston. Yeah, it's great. But no, just because it's a cowboy hat doesn't make it homosexual. I want to see that in every game and every match it's entertainment. Crap result, but okay, come back, but should have went for the kill. And never, you want to win titles and leagues, can't perform like we did, in the first half. I agree with you there. Now, my sympathies, Mo. It's been a hard watch for both your teams, Inter and Chelsea, this weekend.
I ain't gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna wait.
What do you want, my friend? Oh, Chelsea. Why do people? I thought I was an Arsenal fan.
Man United not lost to Villa for about 4 or 5 seasons. It's been about 3. Yeah, we lost a few years ago. We're going to get beat tomorrow anyway. We're getting beat, don't worry. Rough football and aggressive football is the best football. Am I right or wrong? I'm right. It's good for the neutral and home and away supporters, but let's take away good football. The issue we have as well the only issue you've got, and this is one thing that I do see it from the professional sides, is if you allow more and more aggressive tackles, it's like the Chelsea game against Arsenal. Caicedo eventually gets sent off. That happens because lots of other aggressive fouls that weren't as bad were allowed to go. And the problem is the game builds up, and eventually somebody gets hurt. One thing I would say, touching wood, you see it. When was the last time someone had their leg snapped with a tackle in the Premier League?
Yeah, I didn't think today was like.
Ben Arthur. I think
it was like that for the whole 90 minutes.
Well, I feel like I feel like leg breaks, and they weren't common practice, but
no, not common.
But you had bad injuries, and I remember the tackle Carragher did on Nani and put like 17 stitches in his leg. Far more of that, and I suppose there's an element there where there's protection for the players. But if you allow more aggression in the game, you are then going to get worse tackles that can injure people. So I suppose there's that element.
Yeah. I remember that James McCarthy one. That one. James McCarthy one years ago made me feel sick.
There was one where Paul Pogba did a 2-footer on Keita, and the referee was giving away a lot of dangerous challenges, and he gave Pogba a yellow, then sent it over to a red because of that. That happens. That we need to stop. There needs to be a level consistency.
Eddie Howe is consistently blowing leads. Yeah, is that something like 13 points you guys have lost from winning positions now, or something like that?
In the league alone, yeah, we've lost another, I want to say 8 points in the Champions League as well.
Fucking hell. Been the victims of way more bad decisions than beneficiaries. It is what it is. They lost a 2-0 lead at home and deserved this result.
Ronan, you're crying about the referees. Oh my God. You're crying about the referees. We've been the victims of referee decisions. But if someone else comes here, like a man up, don't complain about the referees.
Nav here says it's not a penalty for anyone. Be stronger. It's not a penalty for anyone, but next week it will be given when it shouldn't be for anyone. Yeah.
Terry, can I just say, just remember that, guys, when Mo's on an Interstream and the referee gives a bad decision and he complains about the referee, just to bring him back to this.
Didn't you say the same thing against us? Didn't you say the same thing against us, bro?
I'm gonna tell you the difference, bro. I am flat out saying when I watch my team, I am biased.
Yeah.
That's the difference between me and other people. I say I am very emotionally invested in my team and I'm biased. Right?
And you use that as an excuse, yeah?
Not an excuse, I'm biased.
It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good excuse. I'm very biased.
I love my team. It's definitely I'm gonna be biased on my team.
Your name's Judge Mo. You have to be.
Unless it comes to Inter, I'm just a fan.
Yeah, it's footy judgment more, not into judge mo. It's different. They're different people.
You need roughness in this league because everything has gone soft. Foul here, pen here. Just fucking play on your weaklings. League's gone weak now.
Naval is like, I am full on about this referee thing. My man, I love this energy. He's like, just don't give them all.
This says a Winter Surfer chatting shit about Fofana because Don told us he was world class. Surfer don't know ball clearly.
This is on Don. Isn't he
Saliba's level? Isn't he Saliba's level?
No, he's not.
Come on now. You got no guys.
No.
Although Terry
Fofana fit is Saliba's level.
No,
but today he was awful. Mo, he was awful.
Guys, how are you guys talking about?
No, he was awful.
Fofana doesn't make as many mistakes as Saliba. No.
Look at the two goals, Mo. The first goal, he gave the ball away, and then the second goal, he gives the free kick away and doesn't try to phone to Marga. He's not better than Saliba, I'm sorry. Don is deluded right now.
Don was at my birthday party last night, and one of the young lads, one of my friend's kids, watches all of our content and stuff. He's only about 12, 13. He come up to me when Don arrived. He went, "Is that delusional Don?"
I hope he said yeah.
Yeah, I said yeah. Don Skeeto's here. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. I'm going to go and have a lay down before the 5:30 game because I am mashed. Thank you all for coming on. As ever, thank you to all of our super chatters and everyone who's watched the stream. This will be a weird one tomorrow when I wake up because I don't remember doing. I don't even know what I said at the beginning of the show now. Honestly,
show the super chat, Terry, before you leave.
We could have said anything.
Show the last super chat, please.
Oh, is there another? Okay. Don says Fofana is the same level as Gabriel. He does.
What he's wrong.
That's
crazy. Don's hiding again, bro.
He's wrong.
Arsenal,
the problem is Gabriel from the Argentinian league. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, the Gabriel they had years ago, who they sold back to Villarreal or something.
Gabriel Heinze probably.
Standing bet. Yeah, listen, City go top. The Arsenal game's got even more on it now because City are going top. Reece can be one of the best right wing backs ever. He's got absolutely everything. Power, otherworldly techniques. Yeah, listen, he was on
toast in the first half.
Another 90 minutes.
He's not like today was showed he's not a midfielder. You'll see the true quality. The true quality of these things.
No, this is where I disagree. Hang on, this is where I disagree though, right? Was Steven Gerrard a world-class midfielder?
Yes.
Then why did I see him get run through in games before? Because all players have bad games.
Oh my
God. The first half was all tactics.
Answer the question. Did Gerrard ever have games where he and his midfield weren't good?
No, he's perfect.
Exactly. So just because Reece James didn't have a good game today doesn't mean he can't play. Like in the first half, doesn't mean he can't play in midfield. It's one game.
But it's the whole world class thing. He's world class in midfield. Like but you're saying he's world class. You're saying he's world class in midfield when we haven't seen him do it on a consistent basis in midfield.
Guys, the problem with Chelsea today was Cole Palmer, not Reece James, not Caicedo.
Example, Joshua Kimmich. Example, Joshua Kimmich is world class at right back because we've seen him play world class at right back, and we've also seen him play world class in midfield as well. Different example. That's what I'm saying.
This guy rates Garnacho over Harvey Barnes. You can't trust what he says.
This is going to redirect you across to Hassan's watch along for the Liverpool Spurs game, which we're going to be live after. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon.